The UIC Center for Cultural Understanding and Social Change are a collaborative group of 7 centers that promote well-being of a cultural awareness about underrepresented and underserved groups at UIC. Each center holds many distinctives, history, and missions and locations. The African American Culture Center at UIC supports the academic and diversity missions of university by engaging UIC faculty, staff, students, community partners, and other stakeholders in the program. An initiative that contextualizes, highlights, presents, and critically examines Black diaspora traditions, histories, and experiences. The AACC's new exhibit, It Ain't Where You're From, is curated by Dr. Laura Barclay Baptista. The exhibition offers ways of seeing how you or Black people might situate themselves with colonial and post-colonial histories, points of transit, urban and rural environment through presentations of icon and less familiar landscapes, portraits, and candid photographs.
My name is Jahaira Chihuahua. American habits are like a lot of fast food places, and I'm Mexican, so like all we eat is tacos, you know, the basic stuff like beans and all that.
Yeah.
But now we eat a lot of fast food. Kind of sucks.
I'm Chloe McClellan, and I'm a math instructor in the Upward Bound program. So this is actually kind of an interesting question because I grew up in rural Ohio, where the food is very like traditionally American, a lot of potatoes and very bland food. So I grew up, like everyone in my family thinks that black pepper is spicy. So I grew up eating sort of really bland, kind of traditionally American food. Potatoes and meatloaf and spaghetti with sauce out of a jar and all that kind of stuff. So now I've lived more places and explored a lot of different foods, and so now I'm very invested in trying new kinds of foods and eating foods from different cultures that are admittedly better.
My name is Marla McMacken, and I am Jada's English teacher in a TRIO Upward Bound program on the campus of UIC. Probably in ways that I don't notice. I think that being part of a prevailing culture means that you don't always notice it.
Hello, my name is Khadija Nai, and I'm your science teacher for the summer. American culture has things in it that we didn't have growing up in my culture, which is, I would generally say Southeast Asian. There's a lot more fast food here. There's a lot more, not just fast food in the general sense, but convenience. So I eat a lot more desserts than I did growing up because it's just easier to find it.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, you had to make your own. Or your grandma would make it if she liked you. If she was mad at you, she wouldn't give it to you.
Yeah.
You know? So here I can just go down the street. There are lots of shops that sell sugary sweets and everything. So, and I remember when I was a teen, when I was new in America, I drank soda, and it was so cheap. How could I not drink it, right?
Yeah.
It was so cheap and easy to find. So yeah, I think moving to America, it was much, much easier to eat fast food and sugary stuff.
So my great-grandmother's pierogi, my grandmother's chicken and dumplings, or my other grandma's chicken paprikash.
My grandma's caramel cake, because she was the only one that knew how to make it like that, and I don't know, and my grandmother passed away a few years ago, so I guess it would be something like nice to remember her for.
My favorite food from my childhood is cabbage rolls. Which I still get sometimes. My mom will make them for me when I visit. And they're just very comforting. It was one of those, they're not actually that good objectively, but it's a childhood food, and so it has that kind of those like warm, fuzzy childhood memories.
One food from my childhood? Oh my gosh, okay. In Burma, there's this thing called It's called tofu salad, but it's not a salad like a fresh salad. In my culture, salads are just a bunch of stuff thrown together. So it's the yellow bean curd, and it has like garlic and ginger and all kinds of like dried fish, oil, and like fried onions. It's so good.
My favorite food is a Big Mac from McDonald's because it's really good.
If I had to choose, I would say hand-pulled Chinese noodles. Why? Because the texture is exactly how I like it. It's firm, but it's not hard. It's not too soft. But because it's in a hot soup, you have to eat it fast.
Just like, oh.
Because the noodles will absorb the soup, and they get too soggy if you're like talking and eating. So you have to eat it fast, and it can have a bunch of stuff in it, like pork belly or lamb chops or anything.
I really just like steamed or sauteed vegetables with a nice piece of protein, like a steak or a fish. But like probably pizza.
Or like Burger King, because there is a lot of processed foods from other like chemicals or whatnot. So I personally don't like it. So it's like they like add sugar into things that shouldn't be having sugar.
As somebody who loves food, I've had really good burgers, and McDonald's is not it.
Yeah.
You know, I've had amazing tacos from the local Chicago and taco shops, and Taco Bell has nothing to offer. That's better than that, right? Like, you can walk down the street and have really amazing tacos from a Mexican family down the street, or like a family-owned place. And yeah, if I'm buying a hot dog, it's probably gonna be like the Maxwell Street original, you know? So I like to go for the authentic originals and make sure that I'm tasting like what all the culture behind it.
I guess this is just in some families, but some families like to make like chitlins. I would prefer not to eat that. But I can't. What else would I? And pizza with pineapple on it. That's it.
I detest sushi because it tastes like fish. Even vegetarian sushi is wrapped in seaweed and tastes fishy to me, and I really dislike that intensely.